Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to Mcbain football as we are here in Mcbain, JV football, Mcbain versus Pine River. I'm Kyle Culp.
I'm Tucker Vanderveld, and we are excited for this game. Mcbain JV, not a great start to the season, 0-2, but today's going to be a good day. It's a little cold outside, but it's Michigan. Things can change automatically.
And this Mcbain JV team may be 0-2, but there's a lot of potential with some real speed in the backfield and out wide, and we could see a victory here for Mcbain, and that'd be a good sight for Mcbain.
Yeah. Not sure on how good Pine River is. They look like a very confident team. Mcbain not on the field right now. They're in their locker room shed area, talking things out. 3.5 minutes to go till kickoff. We will see you then.
please stand and face the north end to pay honor to our national anthem. And please respect the flag. Gentlemen, please remove your hats.
Um, Hello and welcome back to Mcbain JV football against Pine River. I'm Kyle Culp.
I'm Tucker Vanderveld, and we are excited to have you joining us tonight for another Mcbain home football game. Tonight's JV. Saturday, varsity will head down to Pine River. A shortage of refs is occurring, so they moved the game from Friday night to Saturday.
Number 57, Mason Ranucci. Back deep for the Bucks is number 11, Cash Wheeler. Number 14, Kyle Root.
It is Mason Ranucci kicking off for this Mcbain.
And back deep for the Pine River Bucks, number 11, Cash Wheeler, and number 14, Kyle Root. The kick is up and away, and we've started another Mcbain home football game.
And that is Isaac Bost on the quick stop for Mcbain.
Evan Esseline on the return, barely gets any yardage, but doesn't matter about the yardage, matters about getting the offense on the field and getting how you start your drive.
As we'll see this Pine River offense take the field for the first time today. Excited to see what both teams can do here on the first drive, whether it'll be more of an offensive or defensive game.
Yeah, and first time seeing this JV football team for the two of us. It'll be good to see what happens.
As it'll be Wheeler keeping the ball. He'll be brought down in the backfield.
On the carry, number 11, Cash Wheeler.
Tackled by
made by number 51. Now make it second down and 13.
Avery DeRuyter. Second and 13 on the 28-yard line.
As we'll look to see what type of offense Pine River runs here, whether it'll be more of a run game or pass-oriented offense, as they'll send a man in motion.
Wheeler pass, hands off to number 31, Ryder Holmes.
He'll get a few yards on the run, bringing it to second and 11.
Ryder Holmes.
Third and 11, sorry.
Tackle made by number 44, Cade Weaver.
Third and 11 on the Pine River 31-yard line. So far, we've seen a pretty run-dominant game. The Mcbain varsity team uses a run-dominant. Snap goes to 14.
It'll be Isaac Boss with the interception.
A good play by Boss as he just comes straight into the zone, picks up, takes the ball and goes with it. There was a flag thrown on the field.
2 separate flags, one thrown way behind the backfield and one in the secondary of Mcbain. We'll see what the penalty is.
You see Pine River had a guy coming in motion. Snap goes straight to the guy. 14 Kyle Root. Root trying to throw it downfield. Gets hit as he's throwing it. Goes straight into Boss's hands and
still waiting the ruling on the field.
I believe the call was
marched off against Mcbain.
I believe the call was pass interference.
Block on the back on the Mcbain
oh, block in the back.
I
I had my ref signals
So
mixed up.
the interception will stand. After the interception, there was a block in the back, but that will mean the Mcbain offense will take the field for the first time today.
But they are still in Pine River territory, so quarterback Braylon Pace hands off to 24. Elijah Baker still on his feet, gets brought down at just inside the 25-yard line. 1st and 10, Mcbain. That's a great start for the Rambler offense.
And from what I know about both Mcbain JV and varsity, they both run very similar styles of offense, and their running backs are very similar. They have a lot of speed and a lot of power. And as we saw there, Eli Baker taking it a good distance, as we'll see Isaac Boss with the handoff here for Mcbain. He is out wide.
Boss on the outside, cuts the corner.
He'll be short of the end
It's
zone.
pushed out of bounds around the 2-yard line.
Knocked out of bounds by number 8, Logan Henney, with enough for another Rambler first down.
Looks like they have him on. Looks like they have spotted the ball on the 3-yard line.
As this Mcbain offense has Braylon Pace at quarterback, and there's 3 running backs: Angel Reyes, Isaac Boss, and Eli Baker. It's a very strong start for them today. This drive, we'll see if they can capitalize off of the touchdown. As
hands off to Angel Reyes, goes straight up the middle into the end zone, touchdown.
And with the touchdown
Mcbain.
run, number 23, Angel Sandoval Reyes.
Great start for the Ramblers. Up 6-0.
as that was a poor start from Pine River's defense, as they weren't really able to make a stop, as Mcbain just drove right down the field in 3 plays, I believe, as they'll go for 2. Baker's got it. He makes a mad miss. He'll be close to the goal line.
And they rule it no good. Baker gets straight into the pile, but gets pushed back. The score will stay 6-0. 9:11 left in the first quarter.
And we'll see both teams, special teams, take the field, as we'll see what Pine River can do on the second drive. Maybe keep hold of the ball for a little longer and get some points on the board, as to not let Mcbain catch a hold of this game by the neck and just run with it.
Yeah. Pine River setting their players out on the field as Mcbain comes to line up for the kick. Kicking for the Ramblers, number 57, Mason Renucci. Back deep for the Bucks, number 11, Cash Wheeler, and number 14, Kyle Root.
As the kick is away and it is deep, Pine River will return it. That is Kyle Root. He'll be brought down after a short gain. I believe that was number
On the return, number 14, Kyle Root.
number 1,
Brought down by number
Caleb
22,
Abbott
Jacob
on the
Billett.
tackle.
It'll be first down and 10 for the Bucks.
Jacob Billett, number 22, for the tackle. Abbott was in the area, but it was Billett with the tackle. First and 10, Pine River.
As we'll see what Wheeler and this Pine River offense have in store, as they were not able to get much going on the previous drive, throwing an interception that led to the Mcbain touchdown. We'll see what they have here. They'll hand it off. I believe that is Root with the run.
On the carry, number 14, Kyle Root. Brought down by number 1, Caleb Abbott. That'll make it second down and 6 for the Bucks.
That was a 4-yard run for Pine River. So far, we've seen Pine River, they like to get a man in motion and try and catch the Mcbain defense off guard with multiple plays they can run. They can hand it off to the man in motion. Quarterback can keep it himself, or he can throw it, which can make it difficult on a defense to stop.
Well, and that was something that the varsity team for Everett did last week against Mcbain, is they always had someone in motion. And a flag will be thrown.
I believe a Pine River player did not get set before the snap.
False start.
Legal procedure on the Bucks, moving back 5 yards. That'll make it second down and 11 for Pine River.
Basically going back to square one on the drive, as it'll be second and 11 on the Pine River 35.
Wheeler in the backfield, 2 backs behind him, and he will send his man in motion. That is Root in motion. Wheeler looking for the handoff. No one was there, and the defense got back there, bringing him down for a sack.
Quarterback keeper, number 11, Cash Wheeler. Brought down by number 51, Avery DeRider, and number 44, Cade Weaver. That'll make it third down and 12.
Wheeler with the carry, brought down by a tag team of Cade Weaver and Avery DeRider.
As we saw there, Pine River backfield maybe a little confused, as it looked like the quarterback turned left to hand it off. There's no one there, and there was nowhere for him to go with it.
Well, it was a great play by the Mcbain defense to get to the ball quick and get it down on the grass.
As Root will be in motion again, Wheeler will drop back to pass. He's got pressure. That is Caleb Abbott on the big sack, coming from the outside. Line did not pick him up, and he ran straight through to Wheeler.
Great play by Rambler defense. Caleb Abbott bouncing right off of the line of scrimmage, going straight for the quarterback. Got the hit and brought him down to the turf.
Back deep for the Ramblers, number 24, Elijah Baker. Back to punt for the Bucks, number 14, Kyle
It'll
Root.
be Eli Baker back to return for Mcbain. Pine River prepared to punt on 4th and a country mile. A Pine River player went early. That will be false start. And move him back 5 more yards.
Yeah.
As we've seen so far, for Mcbain, it's mostly been the sophomores, the more experienced players, making the big plays, with Isaac Boss on the interception, Abbott making some big tackles, and obviously the backfield trio of Reyes, Boss, and Baker moving the ball down the field.
The kick is high and short.
It will be stopped by Pine River, called down.
Ball down by number 11, Cash
Ball was
Wheeler.
punted
Rambler
maybe
takes down.
10 yards. That'll put
Touchdown,
Mcbain in a
Rambler.
good position on this drive to put up another 6 points.
And yeah, you may have a good position for ball placement, but it depends on what you do with it that can determine your team. Great field. You got to capitalize on the great field by putting up a score. And last drive for Mcbain, that's what they did. We're inside Pine River territory and got the score going.
As Pace will hand it off to Baker. He's going outside. He gets past one, gets past another. He is still going, and he'll be brought down just inside the 20-yard line of Pine River.
Run, Davon. made by number 24, Elijah Baker, brought down by number 40, Owen Sisson. They'll make it 2nd down and 1, Ramblers.
It is 2nd and short for Mcbain. That was a good play, and Mcbain utilizing their speed, getting on the outside and just letting these backs make a play.
Pace.
Hands
Hands off to Reyes.
He spun past one defender, but not able to get past there. He will get the 1st down though.
And this JV team
Carry,
has a different play calling style from the varsity team. You got the varsity team. Everyone looks towards the sideline to see the play call. Where with the JV team, one player, quarterback Pace, comes over, gets the play, and goes back. Tells everyone else.
Boss on the outside. He's got a blocker in front of him and room to run. That is touchdown Mcbain. That's a big play from the offense. Boss with the handoff, getting outside, Baker in front to block, and there was no chance for Pine River to get a stop there.
Yeah. Boss gets the handoff, and Boss gets the handoff. Puts his gears in drive and just goes.
As Mcbain
Pace takes it himself, goes into the end zone.
Conversion is good.
14-0 Ramblers.
Score 14, Mcbain 0, Pine River, with 4 minutes and 40 seconds left to go in this 1st quarter. Hot start for Mcbain. They've played good defense, drive the ball well on offense. Not so good for Pine River.
Yeah, it might be a hot start, but it is definitely a cold Michigan Thursday night for football.
We'll see both teams break their huddles and take the field for the kickoff. Ranucci kicking off for Mcbain.
Ranucci kicking for Mcbain, back deep for the Bucks. Number 11, Cash Wheeler, and number 14, Kyle Root. Kick is low. Root with the reception, still on his feet, kind of pushes over his own guy as he runs right into a convoy of Ramblers.
The return, number 14, Kyle Root, knocked down by number 22, Jacob Billet. That'll be 1st down.
Much better return there from Pine River, as we'll see their offense take the field. Not much to show for 2 possessions, including an interception and a punt. We'll see what they have on their 3rd drive. We'll see only one running back behind Wheeler. He will send a man in motion, and Wheeler will keep it himself up the middle.
Wheeler gets hit hard by number 88, Carson Murphy. It'll be 2nd and 7.
Quarterback keeper, number 11, Cash Wheeler.
On the 43-yard line.
51, Avery DeRider, and number 88, Carson Murphy.
That was a good opening start for Pine River, just getting the ball moving. We'll see if they can continue and get this 1st down as Wheeler in the backfield. He'll send Root in motion. It'll be a trick play. The ball is loose. Pine River will recover it, but they'll be down way back in the backfield. Once again, that is Abbott making not necessarily a play, but just getting back there and forcing a mistake from Pine River.
Well, it definitely fooled me, so.
As Pine River on that play, they faked it twice, I believe. And on the 3rd, the handoff was not great. The ball came loose, and Abbott was there to to force Pine River into picking up, but staying way in the backfield. Wheeler will drop back to pass, rolling right. He'll throw it, incomplete.
Low pass intended for 89, number 89, Evan.
Number 89, Evan
Esseline.
Incomplete. They'll make it 4th down for the Bucks.
McBain defense there again to pressure the quarterback into a bad throw, as it is 4th and 15 for Pine River. We'll see if they decide to punt here. It appears they'll go for it, as, oh, Wheeler will kick it himself. It is a good kick going
Ball
30
down by
yards.
14, Kyle Root. Ramblers take over.
Pine River will
on
down
road
it
38.
at the McBain 38-yard line, and we'll see McBain's offense take the field.
Interesting play by Pine River, making it look like they're going for it, and then they kick it right away.
As we'll see what McBain's offense can do here. First 2 drives, put up points both times. We'll see what they have here, as Baker's got the ball. He will not get too much, as he'll have gotten about 2 yards before Pine River was able to get there to stop him.
On the carry, number 24, Elijah Baker, brought down by number 10, Damian Jackson, and number 25, Tim Gum. That'll be 2nd down and 8 for the Ramblers.
Another snap from McBain. This Boss on the carry.
Boss just pile
the
drive.
Carry, number 2, Isaac Boss, brought
25.
down by 25, Tim Gum.
Tim Gum.
Makes it 3rd down and 6.
It is 3rd and 6 for this McBain offense. We'll see if they stick with the run game here on maybe a 3rd and a little long, or if they opt to pass it, as they will hand it off to Baker. He tries to get it outside. He's got some blockers. He makes a man miss. Be pulled out of bounds past the
carry,
1st down
number 24,
marker.
Elijah Baker, pushed out of bounds by number 40, Owen Simpson, but that's enough for a Rambler 1st down.
That's 1st down, McBain, on a good run from Baker. And McBain using the other backs that don't have the ball to block and let the ball carrier get out into space, as they have it 1st and 10. Pace will hand it off to Boss.
Boss getting a couple yards on the play.
On the carry, number 2, Isaac Boss, brought down by number 25, Tim Gum. 2nd down and 8 for the Ramblers.
25, Gum is really sticking to these running backs, not letting them get anywhere. As McBain will have the ball, 2nd and 8. They will hand it off. That's Reyes on the carry. He'll get it to 3rd and about 5.
Reyes, brought down by number 25, Tim Gum.
Tim Gum on the tackle for Pine River. We see McBain awaiting the call from the sidelines. They will let the clock expire. That is the end of the 1st quarter. McBain 14, Pine River 0.
Ramblers up 14-0. Believe it or not, the concession stand is actually open today. If you want to get yourself some hot dogs or pizza or popcorn, we got candy, we got water, we got some pop. Feel free to stop by the concession stand and get a little bit to eat as you sit in your seat.
As second quarter starts to roll, we got both teams on the field. 3rd and 4, ball spotted at the Pine River 40-yard line. Pace underneath center, 3 backs. Hands off to Baker. Baker trying to get out in front of the, beyond the sticks, gets brought down by
number 25.
25, Tim Gum.
It'll be 4th down and a yard. for
You
the
would have to
Ramblers.
believe that Mcbain will go for it as it is 4th and less than 1 yard. And they've had a good run game so far. You best believe that this run game has got to get them this first down.
Yeah, I don't know why you wouldn't go for it. You got 1 yard till you can restart your offense, I guess you could say.
As Pace will hand it off to Reyes. He's got the first down. The chains will move as Reyes got the first down and a little bit more, as it'll be 1st and 10 inside Pine River's 35-yard line.
Pace under center, 3 running backs. Hands off to Baker. Baker takes the outside.
He's
cuts
got
the corner.
space.
Touchdown, Ramblers!
What a run from Elijah Baker as he got the ball in the backfield, got to the outside, and used his speed to get past the Pine River defense.
Baker taking it 33 yards for the TD. Great start for this Rambler offense as they take a 20-0 lead.
As we'll see if they can get the 2-point conversion. They'll hand it off. Conversion is good. Baker on the run.
Elijah Baker punches it in for the 2-point conversion. Ramblers now up 22-0.
After the conversion, score is Mcbain 22, Pine River 0, as we'll see both teams prepare for the kickoff. And Tucker, honestly, we've got to see something from Pine River here. Down 22 at the start of the second quarter. You've got to get your offense moving before halftime so you can come out of halftime hot.
Yeah, and a lot of teams they don't dwell. They don't do well in the first half, but that only puts gas in their fire, lights them hot, gets them going, and then they make this huge run at the end. Don't know if we'll see that from Pine River. You just gotta wait and see till the end to see what they do.
As both teams are on the field, Ranucci kicking off for Mcbain. You have McKinley and Wheeler back deep for Pine River.
Well, that's new. Kyle Root isn't back deep for the Bucks this time around.
Maybe saving his energy for the offense, as Ranucci's kick is short.
On the return, number 55, Brady Wanstead. It'll be 1st down and 10 for the Bucks on the 43-yard line.
Brady Wanstead grabs the short kick and just drops down to the turf, just like it was meant to be an onside kick.
As we'll see what this Pine River offense has. Wheeler will be at quarterback. Well, you've got to get moving here. 1st and 10, 43-yard line. 10 minutes, 30 seconds left to go in the second quarter. They'll send McKinley in motion. He'll hand it off.
Brought down immediately. Number 31, Ryder Holmes.
On the carry, number 31, Ryder Holmes, brought brought down by number 51, Avery DeRiders. Second down and 12 for the Bucks.
As DeRider on the tackle for Mcbain. It is 2nd and 11 for Pine River. Maybe we see a little pass game from Pine River here, as maybe catch the Mcbain defense off guards, as Root will be in motion. He'll give it to him. He's on the outside. He'll break one tackle but be pushed out of bounds by 3 or 4 Mcbain defenders.
On the carry, number 14, Kyle Root, brought down by number 20, Landon Keller.
That's a good pick-me-up play from Pine River, as it is now only 3rd and about 5, which is much more manageable than 3rd and 11, which is good, as they've got to get moving here.
Yeah, you got 9 minutes left in this half. You got a little bit of time, but
it takes time to heat up, and you got to start getting hot early, as Wheeler will hand it off. It is 4th and 4 for Pine River.
Holmes on the carry.
On the carry, number 31, Ryder Holmes, brought down by number 57, Mason Renucci. 4th down and 3 for the Bucks.
We'll see what Pine River does. Time out from Pine River. Maybe not quite liking what they called on 4th down, so they'll take a quick break, and so will we. Both teams take the field after the timeout. Pine River's got the ball. 4th and 4. Wheeler will send a man in motion. He'll keep it himself, but Mcbain is there.
A convoy of Ramblers bringing Wheeler to the turf.
That was Renucci there, who got there first for Mcbain, stopping Pine River from getting the conversion. It'll be Mcbain 1st and 10 at Pine River's 45 after the defensive stop. This Mcbain offense so far been unstoppable. The run game carrying them down the field, with Baker, Reyes, and Boss not really being able to not being stopped. They will stick with their T formation, Pace under center. He'll keep it himself. Brought down at the line of scrimmage. Not sure if that was a design quarterback keeper or if there was miscommunication.
It'll be a no gain, 2nd down and 10 for the
But
Ramblers.
no matter what it was, no loss on the play. 2nd and 10 for Mcbain. Pace will hand it off to Reyes. He's going up the middle. He'll be met by Pine River's defense, getting only
On the carry, number 23,
4 yards. It'll be 3rd and
brought down
6
by a herd of Bucks.
for this Mcbain offense. We've seen on the stride Baker and Boss not getting a touch so far. We'll see if that will change on this 3rd and 6. Pace under center. Baker Reyes Boss in the backfield. They will give it to Baker. He'll cut up the middle. The ball is loose.
Pine River football.
Close. Official is calling it down.
Ooh.
We'll see what the decision is.
Fancy. Because high school football, there's no replay. So
There is being some dispute between officials here as near sideline official called it down, and the other officials did say it was a fumble. From my view here, I did think it was down, but it will be Pine River football.
that's an interesting turn of events.
Bucks recover, first down and 10 for the Bucks.
Maybe this is the gasoline on the fire that we've been looking for this Pine River team.
This could be the spark, as we saw Mcbain's offense started with an interception from off Pine River. We'll see if it starts the same way. Wheeler in pistol formation. He'll send Root in motion, and he'll keep it himself. He'll drop back to pass. The pass is deep. It's overthrown.
Pass attempt for number 89. Evans.
Thrown to Evan Esseline.
Second down 10.
Incomplete.
Pine River.
Pace and number 20, Landon Keller, back deep in the coverage for Mcbain.
Pace looked like he wanted to jump for that ball, but at the last second just said, you know what, I'll let it. It's over everyone's head. We'll just let it drop.
That was one of the first pass attempts for Pine River. We'll see if they stick with the pass game, as it is 2nd and 10. Wheeler will send McKinley in motion, and he'll give it to him. He is going left. Gets past the line of scrimmage just by a yard. It'll be 3rd and 9. That is a good stop from Isaac Boss for Mcbain defense.
Brought down by number 2, Isaac Boss. That makes it 3rd down and 9.
We saw on the first play, they went for a pass, incomplete. Second play, run, not very much yardage. We'll see what they decide to do here on 3rd and 9. So we'll see Gage Baker check into the game for Mcbain. Wheeler in the backfield. He will not send a man in motion. He'll drop back to pass. He is pressured. He'll take it himself, but he'll be sacked in the backfield.
Quarterback sack by number 51, Avery DeRider.
That is Avery DeRider on the sack for Mcbain. That'll push Pine River back 4th and 14. That's a big play from Mcbain, as Pine River looked to want to go deep, but quarterback Wheeler not able to get a pass off in time before the defense got there. We'll see if Pine River will go for it on 4th and long. Wheeler will punt it. It'll be Keller on the reception for Mcbain.
On the return, number 20,
It'll be
Landon
Mcbain
Keller,
football,
brought down by
1st and
number
10.
7, Austin McKinley. It'll be 1st down and 10 for the Ramblers from their own 45-yard line.
As we see, Pine River's form of punting is an unconventional way. Quarterback kicking it right from his stance. It's worked so far. We'll see if it continues to work if they do get to 4th down where they need to punt it. As Pace will pitch it out to Boss. He's got some room. He'll get about 5 yards on the run.
Yeah, the trio of Boss, Reyes, and Baker. Pace just
2nd down and 6 for the Ramblers.
Shuffling between the 3, but dominant run game by the Ramblers.
something we see often as Baker catches a pitch. He's got some space. One guy back, but he slows him down enough for the rest of the Pine River defense to get there. It will be a big run from McBain.
Carry number 24, Elijah Baker, brought down by number 51, Blake Nichols. But that will be enough for McBain.
That is a first down for McBain. Pine River was back in the backfield when Pace pitched it, but Baker caught it, made a man miss, and was able to get down the field before being tackled by Pine River. But Pine River will call a timeout before the snap on 1st and 10. We'll take a short break. We'll be back when
coming later in the night. We will end that. That does the first half. We'll see you after this.
Hello and welcome back to second half football as we see both teams take the field. Mcbain prepared to kick off to Pine River. The score is currently Mcbain 28, Pine River 0. Mason Renucci back to kick off for Mcbain. Wheeler and McKinley set to return for Pine River. The kick from Renucci is away and it is deep. McKinley will catch it. It will bob a little bit, but he's got it. He is returning. He'll be dropped down just at the Pine River 35-yard line. And so for the first time this second half, we'll see both teams take the field for the first drive of this half. Pine River will have the ball 1st and 10 at their own 35-yard line. You'll see Wheeler in the backfield, one back behind him. Root out left, McKinley out right. Wheeler will hand it off. The ball is loose. Pine River will jump on it though. That is number 40, Owen Sisson, on the recovery for Pine River. It will be 2nd and 15 for Pine River after the fumble recovery.
Score update from the volleyball game across the tracks over at the Christian school. Mcbain just won the second set against Manton, 25 to 24.
As bringing it back to football, McKinley's going down the field. He'll be finally dragged out of bounds by number 20, Landon Keller. That is a big run from Pine River. And going back to volleyball for a second, Mcbain has won the second set, 26 to 24. As in volleyball, you play to 25. If one team is 1 point away from 25, you have to win by 2.
Oh, so that makes sense. I was thinking that maybe they go to a score of 30, but you know, I'm not the brightest of brains, and so I sometimes need a little bit of help from sports experts.
Thank you for that confession. As we see Root carrying the ball, he will get past one, but Keller will bring him down at the line of scrimmage.
On the carry, number 14, Kyle Root, brought down by number 20, Landon Keller. Be 2nd down and 11 for the Bucks.
This Pine River offense has started the second half on fire. I don't know what that Pine River head coach said to them at halftime, but whatever he said, it worked.
I don't know. He definitely poured gasoline on their fire. Got their sharpened their hooves and told them to dig deep and run right through the field.
As we see Abbott on the big tackle. McKinley had the ball. If he had gotten past Abbott, he would have had room to run, but he was not getting past Abbott as he was ready for him, and he brought him down behind the line of scrimmage, 3rd and 11. As we said, this Pine River offense has really started the second half really good. At halftime, they must have sharpened their antlers. They put their head down, and they drove right into this Mcbain defense. As Wheeler in the backfield.
Wheeler, low snap, drops back.
He'll throw it deep. Keller will make the deflection incomplete. Target for number 89, Evan Esseline.
Evan Esseline broke up by number 20, Landon Keller. 4th down and 11.
Keller doing really well in this second half. He's had his name called a couple of times for defensive plays.
As on that play, he was on the short end of the stick when it came to size, as Esseline much bigger than Keller, but Keller's still able to get his hand up there and swat the ball away, making it 4th and 11 for this Pine River offense. We'll see if Pine River decides to punt here. Wheeler, he will look to pass, but the snap is short, bounces off the ground. Wheeler will pick it up, but it will be all for naught as they fail to convert on 4th down. Mcbain's offense will take the field.
First down, Ramblers. Great defensive play from the Rambler defense. Great, a very well drive for that Rambler defense. Landon Keller, couple defensive stops. Just overall great drive by the defense, getting that Rambler offense onto the field so that they can kick it into high gear and get those engines rolling.
As we are in a timeout, I believe Mcbain called timeout, but to start that second half, Pine River looked good. They looked really good with that run from McKinley, went deep down the field, but not able to put points up on the board, as on 4th and long, they maybe looked to punt it with their quarterback. Snap was short, Wheeler not able to get the punt off, and Mcbain took over. And when we come back from this timeout, we'll see Mcbain's offense on the field.
Pace, quarterback, done a real good job with the run game, keeping those handoffs secure. We'll have to see this next drive if they can continue the same stuff or if they will try something new.
As they'll hand it off to Abbott in the backfield. He's got speed. He will get about 5 yards. Abbott, a name we haven't really seen on the offensive end. On the defense end, of course, he's making some big stops for Mcbain. And on offense, he can do it too, as he got the handoff. He took it to the outside, used the speed to get about 4 yards. 2nd down and 6 for Mcbain. As you see Abbott remain in the backfield, it is Abbott, Reyes, and Boss in the backfield. They'll hand it off to Reyes. He is driving forward.
Reyes, another one with speed, gets that handoff and goes straight up the middle, trying to blow through people, finding the holes. Gets brought down by a herd of Bucks. Third and 3 on the 44.
Pace under center. He will hand it off to Boss. He will get the 1st down and a little bit extra, as it will be 1st and 10 for Mcbain. We have not seen Elijah Baker on offense here on this drive. We'll see if he will come on the field or if he will remain on the sidelines, only playing defense. See Mcbain 1st and 10, Pace under center, Boss, Reyes, and Abbott. He'll get Pace, give it to Abbott. He's going outside. He's got space. He'll be brought down past the 1st down marker.
Yeah, Abbott getting outside, turns the corner and goes.
That'll be enough for a Rambler 1st down.
Getting past the sticks, further into Pine River territory. 1st down, Ramblers.
As Mcbain's JV versus varsity, their varsity run game more focused on the power backs being able to drive through defenders. Here with this JV, they're fast and they're using their speed. With as Boss is showing his here on the run, he'll get about 4 yards, making it 2nd down and 6.
On the carry, number 2, Isaac Boss, brought down by number 14, Cal Root. They'll make it 2nd down and 6 for the Ramblers.
Pace coming back to the huddle after conferring with Jeremy Rodenbaugh, the head coach of sorts for this JV football team. Him and Coach McDaniel really split here with offense and defense, but both sides looking really good so far, as Pace will be in shotgun. He'll send Boss in motion. He'll give it to him. He'll cut up the middle, be brought down. That is Kyle Root on the tackle for
number 2, Isaac Boss, brought down by number 14, Kyle Root. They'll make it 3rd down and 5 for the Ramblers.
Shotgun formation, something we really haven't seen from McBain today. And we won't see it again, as Pace will go under center. McBain going back to the T formation. Abbott, Reyes, Boss. They'll give it to Abbott. He'll get about a yard on the run. 3rd down and 4. 4th and 4, sorry.
Number 1, Caleb Abbott, brought down by number 14, Kyle Root. They'll make it 4th down and a long 3 for the Ramblers.
One thing that the varsity team did that this JV team hasn't done this one. This game is and maybe they might come later, is going into the second half. The varsity team kind of let loose a little bit last week against Everett, throw the ball a little bit more.
And it's going to be close.
Get some
Ramblers.
get some passes here and there, as
it was Boss with the carry, getting just across the 1st down marker. It was close. The officials had to look back at it, and they gave McBain the 1st down.
It was a close call, and every call by an official was is a gut call. You just trust your gut and go with it. But the officials are the ones with the stripes, and they make the final decision.
That is a hard tackle as Boss was brought down. That is number 25, Tim Gum on the tackle.
A loss of 2 yards. 2nd down and 12 for the Ramblers.
It will be 2nd down and about 12 for McBain. McBain going to shotgun. Pace in the backfield. He'll drop back to pass. He'll look to throw it deep. Incomplete. Intended for number 2, Isaac Boss.
Yeah, he had a
3 for Pace. Number 2, Isaac Boss falls incomplete. Makes it 3rd down and 12 for the Ramblers.
Yeah, you had a herd of bucks in the area for coverage on Boss, knowing that Boss has speed. We haven't seen much passing from the Ramblers yet. Pace takes it himself, still on his feet, and he'll finally get brought down by a herd of bucks.
Brought down by a herd of bucks.
But not before they get to
a long 5 for the Ramblers.
Not quite to the sticks. It'll be a 4th and 6.
4th and 6 here for McBain. Pace there on that play, kept it himself, able to get yards. Let's see what they decide to do here on 4th and 6. It's a very windy night tonight, as that can make hands cold, harder to catch the ball, as we'll see Reyes run with that out wide. He'll make a cut in. He will not get the 1st down. He was brought down at the line of scrimmage. Turnover on downs. Pine River football.
Yeah, not the greatest of offensive possessions for the Ramblers, but you got to deal with what you're given. You can't count your chickens before they hatch, kind of a thing.
Wheeler in the backfield, one back behind him. Will be in motion. Wheeler will give it. He'll keep it himself. That was a good fake as he is running with it. Brought down short of the first down marker. It'll be 2nd down and 1.
The carry, the quarterback.
Who do you
Cash Wheeler brought down by number 9, Evan Haverkamp.
who do you think brought Wheeler down? Because there wasn't really a tackle there. I mean, Evan Haverkamp kind of was in the way and hit Wheeler pretty hard, but I guess Wheeler kind of just fell over as he was running, making it 2nd and 1 on the 34. 1:45 left in the 3rd quarter.
As McKinley's got the ball, he's running on the outside. He'll be brought down in the backfield. That's Caleb Abbott again, making big plays from that cornerback position.
But there's a flag on the play.
There is a flag on the play on the far sideline. It'll be holding against Pine River.
Against the Rambler or against the Bucks. It'll be 10 yards back from the place of the foul.
Well, you can look at this a good way and a bad way. Good way. The Ramblers push Pine River back. Bad way. Pine River gets pushed back by the Ramblers. It'll be 2nd and
about 8 for Pine River. We'll see what Wheeler decides to do. He'll send Root in motion. He'll hand it to McKinley on the double reverse. He'll get past 1, but not past the 2nd.
The carry, number 21, Austin McKinley, brought down by number 6, Blaine Houston.
There's Blaine Houston on the tackle for Mcbain.
that's a new name that we for the Rambler defense. Blaine Houston, a freshman. So we'll see a lot more of him as the years go by in Rambler football. Clock winding down now to 45 seconds in the 3rd quarter. 3rd and 7 on Pine River's 28.
Wheeler will drop back to pass. He'll throw it out wide. It's Keller there, but Echelon, he's got the reception. He is brought down way past the first down marker.
Keller realizes that he can't get that pass. Echelon
brought down by number 20, Landon Keller, and number 3, Braylon Pace.
Echelon makes the pass, starts running, but Keller's like, "Nuh-uh, you're not gonna get much after I miss." And he comes right up behind Echelon and wraps him up, brings him down to the turf.
As it looked like that pass was low, but just out of Keller's reach as he went for the interception, not quite able to get there, but was able to bring S-Line down onto the grass, as Wheeler will keep it himself.
Getting 2, maybe 3 yards on the play.
Quarterback keeper
That is
number 11,
Haverkamp on the tackle.
Evan Haverkamp. At the end of 3 quarters, 28-0.
And that's the end of the 3rd quarter. 28-0, Mcbain on top by a lot.
Cheerleaders who have led this throughout this game. Trinity Berlin. Morgan Isaac. London Breland. Mallory Bunting. Sydney Flynn. Tanner Stroud. Brianna Wilhelm. And they are coached by Brianne Sikkema.
28-0. 12 minutes left in Mcbain JV football. Ramblers on top. Pine River really has got to get something going. Find the right trail to run down.
As McBain's road to success is very clear here. Get a stop here and run the ball. But they gotta make that stop first, as it is 2nd and 8. Wheeler will drop back to pass. He will be brought down in the backfield. That is Reyes and number 51, Avery DeRuyter, bringing Wheeler down in the backfield for the sack.
Sorry, Avery DeRuyter.
It'll be 3rd down and about 15 for Pine River. They started this half out really hot. They've cooled down a little bit. Let's see what they got.
Well, I mean, Michigan weather, you know, it can get cold real fast, and if you're hot, you're gonna cool down.
As McKinley has got past one, and there's Abbott and number
51, Avery DeRuyter.
Run by number 21, Austin McKinley, brought down by number 1, Abbott.
DeRuyter
Caleb
coming
Abbott, and
across
number
the
51,
field.
Avery DeRuyter.
Just wraps Pine River, wraps McKinley up, brings him down to the turf. You get up, you go to the next play, and you do it all over again.
As Pine River did go for the double reverse. Abbott and DeRuyter there. 2 names on defense that we've heard a lot here for McBain. DeRuyter stopping that run game, and Abbott containing them inside. As it looks like Pine River will, Wheeler will go for it. He is running.
Wheeler does not make it to the sticks before he gets forced out of bounds. The Rambler football just inside
Cash Wheeler.
their own territory.
Number 6, Blaine Houston. First down, Ramblers.
It'll be McBain football, 1st and 10. Pace will not be in at quarterback. It'll be Haverkamp in at quarterback, as Pace is on the sideline. Haverkamp will give it to Abbott. He'll get past one, still on his feet.
Yeah, and this is something that we saw the varsity do last week. Ever get up by so much, bring new guys in, fresh legs, keep the starters good, ready and go.
For the Ramblers.
This is the first time we've seen Haverkamp in this game on offense. Well, in at quarterback, he did catch the touchdown pass. It is Reyes on the run. He has got past 2. It's a big hit from Wheeler to push him on a bounce.
And the carry number 23, on Hill, sound of all Reyes, pushed out bounds by number 11, Cash Wheeler. 3rd down and 7 for the Ramblers.
Reyes was met in the backfield, able to break off the tackle from 2 defenders to get back to the line of scrimmage, preventing a loss on the play. It is 3rd down and 8 for this McBain offense.
You know, maybe the Ramblers need to take a stop at the gas station, fill up to get their engines to go more.
As we see Connor McLean check into the game.
This is a new sight. You got Connor McLean checking in for the first time.
And it looks like McBain will line up in a pass formation. Haverkamp will look to pass. He'll scramble right. He'll throw it to McLean, and he makes a reception. He is short of the first down marker, but that will make it 4th down and manageable. That's a big reception from Connor McLean, bringing the McBain offense very close to the first down marker. we'll see what they have on 4th down as McLean will stay in the game. McLean wide receivers seem to be very good as Connor caught that pass. And last week, varsity football game, Dustin McLean made some big catches for that offense.
Yeah, and Haverkamp goes out to the far side, keeps it himself, gets across the sticks, and a little bit more before he gets brought down.
Number 9, Evan Haverkamp, brought down by number 89, Evan S-Line, but that's enough for a Rambler. First down!
One thing about Haverkamp, opposed to Pace, Haverkamp is a big, strong runner, where Pace more of a pocket thrower. Can make some good throws, where Haverkamp, he likes to get out and run some people over, as we saw there.
Yeah, well, a lot of Mcbain in Mcbain. You see a lot of trucks, and Haverkamp is definitely one of them, as he'll plow through people running down the field.
And it is 2nd and 7 for McBain after the Haverkamp run.
McLean checking back into the game.
Ladies and gentlemen, the hot dogs and the pizza are only $1 right now. Please feel free to stock up on hot dogs and pizza, $1.
See McBain remain in the passing formation, favoring Haverkamp's style of quarterback. Haverkamp will drop back to pass, scrambling right. He'll throw it to McLean just behind him. Incomplete.
Connor McLean falls incomplete. They'll make it 3rd down and 7 for the Ramblers.
Haverkamp, big, strong, tall guy. Just like last football season, George Brown at quarterback for the varsity team. Tall, strong, lot of force when you get hit by him.
So we'll see Haverkamp, quarterback, 4 wideouts. Haverkamp looking to throw. He'll not get the pass off, as Piner will sack him in the backfield, bringing it to 4th and about 15.
For the Ramblers.
First time in a while we've seen this Pine River defense make a big stop, as they have pushed back McBain into what you have to believe as punting territory.
Well, and I get that this isn't a varsity football game. This is only JV, and nothing against JV, but usually varsity teams, they've got that strong kicker, just like our varsity team. Tristan McElhaney, senior kicker for the varsity team.
We'll see Renucci punt it for McBain. It's a deep kick. Reyes trying to get there for McBain. He'll down it at the 15-yard line. There is a late flag on the play. It looked like 2 players got into it after the play is over. We'll see what the call is from the officials.
At the 15-yard line, but there's a flag on the play.
As the officials are conversing over what the flag was. Holding on Pine River.
Penalty will be marked off, pushing them further back into their own territory.
I don't know all the rules of football, as how close to the goal line you can get before it's considered half the distance to the goal.
Pine will take over 1st and 10 from the 7.
I can only imagine that inside the red zone you would be half the distance to the goal.
I'm not 100% sure, but I believe it is the 20-yard line where it is half the distance to the goal.
All right. A score update from the varsity volleyball team. They beat Manton 2-1. They are now playing Mcbain Christian. Mcbain just scored their first point as Wheeler, taken off running, gets tackled by Landon Keller.
Quarterback keeper number 11.
Keller
Wheeler
saw Wheeler
dummy number
using his
first
hooves
down.
to dig into the turf.
Keller's wheels were turning there,
Yeah.
and he was able to get back and stop Wheeler before he was able to take it into the end zone, as Keller was the last defender there. That's a big run from Pine River.
Yeah, Keller definitely did say, "Your hooves might be strong, but my wheels are faster." As he flies down the field to run after Wheeler and bring him down to the turf.
As that has been a common occurrence today. When we go to a score update from volleyball, Pine River seems to make a big play.
Maybe we shouldn't go to volleyball score updates often.
We'll see. We'll see what happens as Root is in motion. Wheeler will keep it himself. Skips past one defender. He'll be brought down after a gain of about 5.
Well, I'd hope he'd be running, because skipping down the field probably wouldn't be as fast.
The carry number 14, Kyle Root, brought down by a convoy of Ramblers.
Second and about 5 for this Pine River offense. Once again, just like what we saw at the beginning of the second half, they moved it down the field. Not on that drive, they're not able to put up points. We'll see what they have here on this drive. Wheeler prepared to take the snap. He'll send McKinley in motion. They'll double reverse. Root's on the right side. He is running. One guy back to stop him. He'll slow him down enough for Abbott to get there.
And we see a flag on the play as Haverkamp pulls Reyes away from 2 Pine River
The carry
players.
number 14, Kyle Root.
As in sports, it can get heated, and as that may have just been what we saw.
Flag on the play.
Nothing too serious. As Pine River is very close to to McBain's end zone.
Well, hopefully good things for the Ramblers happen. But we are going to a score update from the JV here in McBain, in McBain High School, just across the parking lot.
Ball.
McBain Christian just beat McBain Public JV volleyball
The 40-yard line.
25-22, going into the second set. NMC up 1 set to 0.
I believe the penalty was against Pine River, bringing the ball all the way back to where the flag was thrown.
Officials still conversing. Now, all of the officials coming in to converse. I can only imagine that the penalty would be against both teams, considering that there were jerseys from both sides in the chirping.
It can get a little interesting here because there was only one flag, so I don't know how they would call it. We'll just have to wait and see what these officials decide.
Right, and being that there's only one ref near where the penalty had happened, the ref only has one flag unless he throws his hat, which I don't know why you would want to get rid of that. Keep your head warm during this Michigan weather.
So penalty will be against Pine River. Wheeler drops back to pass. He'll throw it deep to Esteline, and he's into the end zone.
First score for Pine River. Esteline not even looking back at the ball. He's looking up because that ball was thrown high. Very much a Russell Wilson from the Seahawks type throw. The ball is high and it drops down fast, so you don't want to look behind, you want to look up.
That was not an easy throw to make by Wheeler, as he did have pressure on all sides of him. As he let go of that ball, Abbott got there to almost tip the ball away. Not quite able to get there. Esteline walking into the end zone. 6 points up on the board. We'll see if they can make it 2, as Wheeler's prepared to take the 2-point conversion.
Wow, if he was walking, that was fast, because he was in the end zone, in and out, just like the burger.
As Wheeler will get into the end zone. Conversion is good. That makes the score Mcbain 28, Pine River 8. And Tucker, you'll have to believe that with 3 minutes and 30 seconds left, it may be too late, as Pine River started the second half strong, and they're ending it strong, but it may not be enough time for them to get back in this game.
Nope, I won't believe it, because the thing I believe in is optimism. I believe that Pine River can pull some sort of magical event, and they could make it close. But 3:27 left in the game kind of makes it more from a magical event to a miracle. A miracle could happen, and the only thing I can think of right now is that they would onside kick.
That would be my educated guess, as well, as we see Pine River prepared to kick off.
51, Blake Nichols.
Mcbain's kick return team very close, not going
Number
deep,
1,
as they
Caleb
do
Abbott.
believe that it will be an onside.
Number 2, Isaac Boss.
The kick will be deep. It will be Boss on the return. He's got space. One guy left back to stop him, and he'll not get him. Boss is going to take it to the end zone. That is a kick 6 for this Mcbain JV.
Okay, maybe I don't believe in optimism anymore. That play right there definitely put the nail in the coffin. 3:16 left, and Isaac Boss taking it all the way to I'd say the house, but that'd be a false statement because it's an end zone. But basically, taking it all the way, turning the car on and driving straight down to the end zone. Mcbain up 34-8.
Kick returns for touchdowns, not something you often see in high school football, but we saw it here. Isaac Boss caught the ball deep, and he turned on the boosters and he ran, as there will be a timeout Mcbain, I believe, before this conversion.
Yep, and as Mcbain takes their timeout, so will we, and we'll see you on the other side.
Mcbain prepared for the conversion. Haverkamp in at quarterback, prepared to take the snap. He will look to pass, scrambling right, throws it to McLean. It'll be intercepted, but Conversion, no good for Mcbain.
See, what do you do on an interception of a 2-point conversion? If you run it all the way back to the other end zone,
You get 2 points, I believe.
2 points. That'd be interesting. I've never seen that happen before.
It is very rare. We didn't see it today. Maybe next week.
I don't know. We still got time, but sometimes the optimism changes throughout the game on siding with teams. Optimism. It chooses what it wants to side with, not who will have the optimism.
As we see Pine River ready for the kickoff. Mcbain still in their huddle with 3 minutes 16 seconds left to go in this game. Mcbain 34, Pine River 8. As we see Mcbain break the huddle, Renucci prepared to kick off for Mcbain. We'll see if Pine River can replicate what Boss did on the previous kickoff.
I don't know. Pine River has a different team than Mcbain does.
They do have some speed with Wheeler and McKinley back there. We've seen McKinley use his speed so far this game. See what he has this year. But Esseline will catch the kickoff. He'll return it. Be brought down by 3 Ramblers.
And a convoy of Ramblers bring down Esseline.
Esseline tackled by number 60, Austin Hadrich. That'll be first down 10 for the Bucks.
We'll see Wheeler and this Pine River offense try and replicate what they did on the last drive.
Wheeler.
Little miscommunication here by the Mcbain defense. Not quite ready.
Wheeler going to number 31, Ryder Holmes.
As I'm not quite sure what happened there. Mcbain players were still leaving the sideline to get into their positions when the ball was snapped.
Yeah,
Ryder Holman brought down
clearly
by
not
number 7,
ready.
Gage Baker.
Not ready to come onto the field.
And we saw what happened. Pine River able to get a decent run, get the first down. Mcbain just wasn't ready there.
Yeah.
Wheeler will keep hand off.
Holmes
running left
on the outside. Gets brought down. Gets pushed out of bounds. Not before he makes it across the sticks. First 10.
And number 60, Austin Hadrich.
First and 10
That'll be a buck first down.
Pine River.
Pine River here is moving with 2 minutes 30 seconds left to go in the fourth quarter. They look like they want to get another touchdown, and they look like they want it bad. We'll see if they can put 6 more points up before the end of the game.
Yeah, they're definitely digging those hooves deep into the turf, trying to get another score up on the board before the time runs out.
As Root has it, he is running right, gets past 1, 2 more to stop him, and they will get him. They'll push him out of bounds just inside the 10-yard line of Mcbain. It will be first and goal for this Pine River offense. Moving it well here. Caught Mcbain slacking on the misdirection. Able to get to the far side and get down the field before being knocked out of bounds.
Yeah, and the Bucks really pinning the Mcbain defense up against the goal line as Mcbain tries to make a stop. Holmes
Get into the end zone.
Touchdown Bucks.
Touchdown, number 31, Ryder Holmes.
Pine River doing all they can to get back into this game. but it may be too little too late, as there's only a minute 35 left in this game. They still have the 2-point conversion here. We'll see if they can convert it and get up to 16 points.
I've never understood that phrase, too little too late. Well, is there such thing as too big too early?
You heard it here first. Tucker Vanderbilt with the hard-hitting questions, as Wheeler will hand it off to Kyle Root.
Root can't get across the goal line, getting not completing the 2-point conversion.
2-point conversion, no good.
We'll see both teams special teams take the field. Pine River not able to convert there, making the score. Mcbain 34, Pine River 14, with just a minute 35 left in this game.
Yeah, this whole optimism thing, it's really struggling, going back and forth between Mcbain and Pine River, seeing if it doesn't want Pine River to strive. It clearly does, but Mcbain also striving, as we saw in the last kick. Isaac Boss just driving straight to the end zone for another TD.
As if I'm Pine River, I don't know if I want to kick back to him, as Boss is still deep to return for Mcbain. Let's see if Mcbain can get another touchdown here on this kickoff, as the kick will be very short, recovered by Mcbain. They'll just get down.
On the return, number 88, Carson Murphy, first down and 10 for the Ramblers.
It was Carson Murphy on the return for Mcbain. Mcbain's offense will take the field, first and 10.
Score update from the varsity volleyball team. Mcbain just won their first set against the Christian school, going up 1-0, and the JV team trailing NMC 16-11 in the second set.
As we'll see Haverkamp take the knee, just trying to get the clock done, as they have 3 more downs to work with. 3 more downs to work with. I don't believe they will.
Can you do math? Second and 10 on the 43. Clock just winding down, as both teams standing there.
As the clock winds down, we'll see Haverkamp take another knee. Tucker, what were your thoughts for Mcbain?
Very well. Very well. They did an amazing job on the offensive side, putting up 34 points. The defensive side did very well in the first half, leaving Pine River scoreless. They slipped away a little bit at the they slipped away at the end, letting Pine River come back a little bit, scoring 14. But yeah, they did very well tonight. Pine River, second half was a lot better than the first.
Please remember, the varsity will be playing Saturday at
They scored 14 points.
The game will be on the radio on 107.9 CDY, or on the
defensive
regular
side,
review.
not so
Feel
great
free
in
to
the
watch it, or listen to it, or
first
do
half,
both.
letting Mcbain score 28, and then doing better in the second half, only allowing Mcbain to score 1 touchdown instead of multiple. Yeah, very well night, very good night for both teams. Did very well. But as always, you gotta have a winner, and someone has to come out on top.
And tonight that was Mcbain. that brings their record to 1-2. That is their first win of the season. Hopefully next week they can replicate what they did here today. And hopefully for Pine River, I mean, they did not play well the most of the game, but at the end they really turned it on, and that can be good because turning it on late in the game, that can be a boost going into next week, as they did finish hot. Next week maybe they can start hot.
Yeah, next week, JV is at
Lake City,
Lake City.
right?
No,
That can't be
at Manton.
At Manton, sorry, I cannot read apparently.
Hi. That's new. Can't read or do math. But yeah, next week, JV at Manton on Thursday night, starting at 6:30. Varsity home against Manton, starting at 7. That will be senior night because it is the final home game for the varsity season. Yeah. Any final thoughts, Kyle?
This Saturday, I just want to mention, Mcbain will be away against Pine River. We will not be there.
Yep. I believe
1079.
Gary Hawkeye Vanna will be there with 1079 CDY. But don't quote me on that. Game starts at 1 o'clock. And that wraps up our broadcast.
Thank you for listening and watching. Hopefully you have a great night.
Going over across the parking lot and across town for us, just one click away for you. Go check out the volleyball game, both JV and varsity. That will wrap up our broadcast of the Rambler Review. I'm Tucker Vanderveld.
I'm Kyle Culp.
We'll see you next time.